Hey, everybody, and we are live. I'm Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design, and welcome one, welcome all to week 2 of our Best of Design 2021 extravaganza, honoring the best of the best in design, a combination film festival, awards platform, thought leadership, and a big old bash bringing the community together. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. And this week we celebrate the Best of Year Awards all week long. Today, you guys, it's day 2, and we're honoring the people that are shaping our world from literally all around the world. Oh, yes, I'm very excited. But before we get started, a huge thanks to our sponsors. Thank you, Benjamin Moore. Thank you, Claris. Thank you, Lutron. Thanks to Mohawk. Thanks to the Mart. And thank you to Turf. And thanks to our good friends at Claris for this custom backdrop. See behind me? A lot of reflection. I'm trying to be good. And finally, thank you again to Claris, who created this year's winner and honoree awards. Honestly, they're amazing. You're going to love them. Thank you. So here are the rules of the game. Since you're there and I'm here, and you guys know I miss you so much, if you're winning, I hope you're with a group of people, dance and shout. I hope you're in your living room or in your office, take selfies, be creative, and post on social using the hashtag IDBoyAwards. And tag Interior Design Mag, and tag me at the Cindygram. And let's spread the design love all around. Okay, come on, people. Are you ready? Oh, I like the music. Here we go with people. And the first category is architect. Okay, a little lower for the music. First category is architect. This duo's office may be located in Santa Monica, but their hearts will always be in Iceland, aka the land of fire and ice. And it's their inspiration too, from sweeping, majestic vistas to the smallest moments, like discovering flowering moss on ancient lava fields. Their projects reflect nature, dancing between inside and out. And they do it all focused on sustainability using reclaimed materials as well as energy-saving systems. This jaw-dropping luxury hotel Ion is perched on a series of pillars emerging from the mountainside near a national park. Wowza, right? Pendant lights are made from lava, and wood was transformed into furniture. This is a new hotel for a new era indeed. Amazing. It's a new era for design too. Together they own, listen, a design company, an innovative building factory, a construction company, and a tiny home production. Look at this. This is a little cutie right there at the end of the pool. They have an intense interest in simple, eco-conscious design without ever sacrificing aesthetics and functionality. Building Green started way back. This residence from 2009 was their first project and their own home for 5 years. The exterior panels contain 30% recycled material, and the interior shows off an orange volcanic kitchen island and recycled tires used on kitchen cabinetries. An inexpensive recycled silicone rubber material used for bathroom sinks. So clever. They take it all seriously, but they're also love to have serious fun. I mean, look at them and their family. How cute are they? And speaking of fun, for another LA home, they put a large pool in the backyard, ample areas for entertainment, and a home gym. But always with that devotion to thoughtful and responsible materiality and detailing. They even got closer to nature by building a stairway to the stars. They create beautiful sanctuaries for every client, even at times creating personalized artworks from the designer herself. They firmly believe in the power of natural light and a living interior in lifting one's spirit. And this residence is no exception. And I suspect they lift up anyone they come close to. Our best of year architect and eco-friendly at that is the dynamic partnership of Erla and Trigby of Minar. Congrats, guys. I'm so excited for you. Okay. Next is firm leader. Now, raised in Hong Kong and Canada, this founding director earned his architecture degree in Canada, then went off to New York to pick up a certificate in menswear tailoring at FIT. He honed his craft working for the design studio Avrico, learning to think holistically from the operations to the interiors, furniture, graphics, and even the uniform design. By the way, he gives a shout out to Christina as a mentor who taught him to always aim high. And aim high he did, all the way back to Hong Kong to establish his own firm 10 years ago. And there he created his own design language. Look at this VIP lounge in Hong Kong, a Zen garden in a bustling shopping center with undulating waves echoing natural forms. Tables evoke the rocks in a garden. It's oh so quiet and oh so chic. He's inspired by movies, including The Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson, as we all know, and Shirley, Visions of Reality by Gustav Deutsch. He draws from the costumes, the setting, and the whole vibe. For Louis Vuitton's Memento, he was the movie maker. Oh yes, it's multi-sensory, but oozes luxury at every turn. It's also cinematic and interactive. The Timber House is a residential complex that feels like a tree house in the woods. He basically put a garden on every level as a tranquil oasis in the bustling downtown of Hong Kong. Oh yes. Inside one communal area dubbed the Treehouse Club, there's movable bifolding doors that let the inside out and the outside in. And the playful tree houses give a sense of spirit and adventure. Now, speaking of, he's an adventurous spirit himself. He picked up sea kayaking recently and even takes his teams on those excursions. But crystals help ground him in the natural world. His coworkers know he's an avid believer in Feng Shui. And to curate the right energy for the studio, he consults with a master to place the right objects in the right places. The studio is always filled with curious objects, from vintage bells to crystals, oh, and taxidermy, like this Belgian rooster with a very interesting hairstyle. But his real pet is a bulldog with big ears named, what else? Yoda. His spirit and his work is a positive energy for design. Our best of year winner is Nelson CHOW from NC Design and Architecture. All right, yay, a big round of applause. Okay, our next firm leader in healthcare. Well, here we go. Her first job was in her grandfather's grocery store. From bagging to stocking shelves and even working the salad bar, she learned to innovate, cooperate, and experiment, lessons she still uses in her practice today. She believes creative solutions can be found everywhere. At Palomar Medical Center, 1.5-acre green roof solves many problems at once, including placement of massive mechanical air ducts, energy efficiency, storm water management, and a place for healthcare workers to relax in the sun. She's fueled by a desire for diversity and equity, as well as massive amounts of good coffee. With a coffee mug by her side, always, no matter what, she has led her firm's successful efforts to increase the number of women and minorities in the firm and in the leadership roles. Terrific. She believes in resiliency, elasticity, and disruption. And you can see all of that in her projects, which are focused on sustainable design and creating a healing environment. Like here in Arizona. Wow. The exterior facade reinterprets the landscape, and a copper skin protects from solar exposure while using light and shadow to visually connect to the mountain ranges nearby. Inside, there are vibrant colors that provide a different kind of sunshine and help orient users as they travel through the building. She says it's all about creating a new kind of learning environment, one focused on collaboration and shared energy. I feel the energy, do you? Arizona State's University Health Future Center is flexible and innovative. Exterior angles allow light while minimizing heat. She likes to say this: designers know the complexity, while users simply see the beauty. Well, we see both complexity and beauty in her work. Oh yes, our best of year firm leader in healthcare is... it's Jennifer Knudsen from CO Architects. Sorry, Jennifer, I didn't mean to mess up your name. Congratulations. Hooray. A little round of applause for Jennifer. There we go. And our next leader is this pair of architects that like to say they operate like two sides of one brain. Are you guys ready? Firm leader in workplace. This dynamic duo have racked up attention, awards, and have been published in interior design over and over with clients like HBO, CNN, and Google, to name just a few. Sorry. The pair say they operate like two sides of one brain. One is CEO, but really more like a spiritual leader. The other is the president, responsible for operations and strategic direction. Speaking of operations, guess which one spent early years in the Swedish military and eventually led a platoon of first responders and medics? And the other was raised by a builder dad, even working for him, but then spent his early 20s battling cancer. And overcoming that has given him a sense of everyone's morality, a deep love of life, and the need to create meaningful connections. And create those connections, they sure do. For Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, they made a space focused on developing creativity and cultivating a healthy lifestyle with spaces that are calming, cozy, and chic. Spaces that basically scoop you up and cocoon you, forcing you to rest, relax, and recharge. How's that for workplace? In Marina Del Rey, the client asked them to transform 6 older industrial buildings into one cohesive campus. Solid walls were opened up with windows and skylights. Roof decks and patios and courtyards offered spaces to soak up and even play in the sun. It was so successful that the client, a private equity real estate firm, abandoned their stuffy offices to take up space in one of the buildings. Love that. Proof pudding, they are truly creating spaces everyone wants to be in. The offices for VF Denver, which includes North Face, you guys know them, called for its own 2-story climbing wall, so they got one. Nice. It also needed a unique material and color palette that helped the inside feel natural and cool, casual, and spirited. With a 2-story digital screen and central staircase linking everything together. So it's clear they know how to make big moves. Well, one is on the move as an avid cyclist, and the other is drinking it all in the beauty of Sonoma Valley, which he calls home. He gardens, cares for his 2 dogs, 5 ducks, 12 chickens, and yes, 3 goats. all while making wine. I'll toast to that, and I'll toast to them. Congratulations to this dynamic duo moving and grooving workplace into the future. For beautiful spaces that inspire us, the winners are... It's hard to get this music right. The winners are... There we go. It's David Galullo and Sam Farhang from Rap Studio. Love you guys. Congrats. Amazing. Beautiful work. Next up, our firm leader in hospitality is next. They founded their firm almost 2 decades ago. In that time, they've completed over 800 interior design projects from hotels, restaurants, and much, much more. Wow. The design reflects a fusion of Eastern and Western culture and their deep Chinese cultural roots. And they are prolific. He believes always start with people and provide them a better lifestyle. And indeed, they do. The Joyous Shanghai Hotel allows the stress of daily life to fade away. They mix large custom art installations and touches inspired by Chinese culture, while staying cool and contemporary. Oh yeah. And then there's the Blossom House in Shanghai. Guests are greeted by the sound of wind through glass bamboo. Gorgeous. Setting the tone for a calming and restorative stay. It's been said the guest rooms are like secret gardens in the city. He believes in working hard and playing hard. He's known for his love of eyewear, good food, and Asian culture, including incense and drinking tea. Her beverage is a bit stiffer, and she has her own drinking corner in her house. I love that. But that's to unwind. For inspiration, she likes Pilates to let her brain empty. Then how fortuitous was it that they got to design one? This Pilates studio in Shanghai balances privacy and connection with rounded corners, natural light, and carefully balanced screens. Even the machines somehow look beautiful in the space they create. Another massage spa is inspired by the shape of the moon and the moonlight. Look at that, wow. She's the director of lighting design for the firm, and you can see her mastery here. Their projects live up to their goal of taking people on a joyful and exquisite journey. For taking us on a journey every single time, our best of year firm leaders in hospitality are, here we go. Who are they? There we go. Then we got the crescendo. It's hard, I'm telling you. It's Ray Chu and Vera Chu of Vermilion Zoo. Congratulations. Amazing, you guys. Up next, interior designer. Are you ready? Here we go. She was born in India, raised in Dubai, and spent years working in London. What a cutie pie. You can see the global influence in her work. She proclaims that the United Arab Emirates did not need another design firm, but she decided to fly solo after being passed up for a promotion when she was pregnant. Today, her firm is 92% female, and all smiling, by the way. Psychologist Briar Jacques taught her that you can do anything, just not everything. And it's all about focus. And focus she certainly has. In Abu Dhabi, the Early Childhood Authority, it's an office for education experts working on childhood learning. It aims to remind those adults what it's like to be young. Furniture is playful. The lighting looks like it's made out of Play-Doh. And she even put a big fluffy monster in the lobby. She's fearless. It's fun for all ages, but it meets serious needs, including a soft maternity room for nursing mothers. The Sensasia spa in Dubai, the brief was to design an unforgettable experience, and she did. Restraint guided her, so not to overwhelm the senses. There are experience showers, herb saunas, and virtual reality headsets. And since clients spend so much time on their backs, she paid special attention to the ceilings. That adds up to a wow. Drop Coffee Dubai is a strong new addition to the city's burgeoning coffee scene. The team created a minimal interior with a raw twist. The color palette was guided by the roasting process of the coffee beans. The terrazzo effect tiles include mixed tones of rusted brown and dark terracotta, and a striking wall of broken tiles carefully arranged plays off the pattern on the floor. Oh yes, it does. When she's not busy at work, she lives with 3 busy boys that keep her, well, pretty busy. When she's not finding new projects, you can find her trekking, kayaking, or snorkeling. She's 50% wild and 50% tame, just like her firm roar. She believes you got to nurture the wild side and honor the scientific so you can mix it up to create something new. Thank you for your undeniable spirit. You make us roar in applause for you. Our Best of Year Interior Designer goes to Music Up. Oh my goodness, it goes to PALLAVI Dean of Roar. Thank you, PALLAVI. Amazing. I can't wait to meet you one day, by the way, PALLAVI. Okay, music, where are you? Okay. And Interior Designer for the Workplace is next. Are you ready? Here we go. Devoted to music, he once was a company pianist for the Atlanta Ballet. Wow, amazing. To get inspiration, he listens to Bach and says Bach's music is all about the principles of interior design: balance, rhythm, repetition, emphasis, proportion, scale, and harmony. And you can see in his work that all of that is working. So let's look at a few projects. He spearheaded the headquarters for Etsy in Brooklyn, a 3-year journey over 200,000 square feet. The results emphasizes sustainability and locally sourced materials. It celebrates the craft of making with over 700 maker pieces. Wow. Including lighting and furniture, half sourced from the Etsy marketplace, of course. It's also a certified Living Building Challenge Materials pedal building, which meant vetting more than 1,500 materials for chemicals. At the Hudson River Trading in New York City, 3 floors are united with amenity spaces, including a variety of gathering spaces to work and play, an oak room for whiskey tasting, and the full-service cafeteria and bleacher stair remain the social anchors of their culture. And there's an all-hands area open to a humongous terrace. Wow. These enhanced amenity offerings and progressive hybrid work strategies allow for adaptability for years to come. Oh, yes. FanDuel, also in New York City, was a relatively limited budget that had to help the fantasy sports company attract talent. He incorporated iconic moments in baseball, football, hockey, and basketball throughout, as well as equipment and those inspirational quotes like, "Some people skate to the puck. I skate to where the puck is going to be." Well said. Speaking of looking ahead, he's a devoted mentor to the next generation and works hard to foster an environment where everyone can debate, ask questions, and explore new ideas. He has the perfect pitch, and we are singing the praises of our Best of Year Interior Designer in Workplace. It goes to It goes to John Mulling of Gensler. A big congrats, John. Amazing. And next up, interior designer in hospitality. Here we go. He's only been in interior design industry since 2004 and founded his namesake firm in 2007 and is now chief designer. The firm's intent? To help realize people's yearnings for a better life. They started small, but over the last decade, the growth has been explosive, and the firm is now 650 people large, and the designs are staggering. Let's take a look. For Angsty Cake Fantasy Space in Shenzhen, an enormous spiral stair anchors the project. As you climb the steps, you encounter 4 dozen cakes under crystal glass displays. Yum. It's a gigantic building, but this designer found the right mix of both large space with small scenes. It's both fantasy, sweet, and delicious. And I say, let him eat cake there. For a cultural venue in Nanjing, he contrasted the light coming in through skylights with a dark palette. There's a strong black and gold theme, and 3-dimensional lines are overlapping and staggered. He says dark can't exist without light, after all. Well said. At his project sites, he investigates the environment to study and use local materials. Like on this one, but he moves beyond what is already there to create something new and extraordinary every time. As you can see, some bones of the site have been preserved. This is a community educational center in Jinghua, which balances history with innovation. And there's a commitment to low carbon footprint, including a green home exhibition. He is known for his famous round glasses. He likes to say they match his round head. He says that, not me. The awards he has won are most impressive at his age, and you can tell he's still young. Young or not, he thinks quietly and deeply about design and its meaning. We continue to witness your star rise. Our interior designer for hospitality is, here we go. Who is it? Who is it? It's Idem Liu of Matrix Design. A big congrats. Next, let's celebrate graphics and branding. Here we go. He has the eye for design and has led his Brooklyn-based studio for almost 30 years. It's pretty close to the only real job he's ever had. And what a job it is. His clients are both domestic and international across the pond. He does it all, from brand strategy and consulting, to branding and logo design, to photographic art direction and production, to all kinds of marketing materials and much, much more. He believes that smart communication moves mountains, changing people's perspectives and helping those oh so important bottom lines. For Neocon this year, he did signage, ads, logo, collateral, and more. The foundation is a simple gradient, a visual representation of growth and anticipation. He says he's designing for designers, so it better be good. He designed the publication and art directed the first issue for Relazioni, a rich laboratory of ideas aimed at communicators, marketing execs, and CEOs. He put a twisted and tortured US flag on the cover, reflecting a pandemic-induced state. For Stylex, he helped launch products, creating ad campaigns, as well as digital and printed products. He even had his hand in designing showrooms. Oh yes. It all helped the company experience major growth and increase their name recognition. Milton Glaser taught him to only work for nice people, and he does, sitting around the lunch table together to share stories, food, and inspiration. And when asked what sources inspire him, he quickly responds, there is no inspiration. Listen to this. There is no inspiration. He just gets to work. Well, thanks for getting to work and inspiring us. Our graphics and branding designer best of year winner is, here we go. I got it now. I get it. We let the music go. And then it's Giona Morelli of Morelli Studio. Jonah, congrats. A huge congrats, Jonah. And your whole studio too. Okay, next we have designer Rising Star. Are you ready? Here we go. In true builder spirit, this Rising Star loves Legos. He buys limited collections and has a special love for the Star Wars ones. His other passion, besides design, of course, is driving his Mini Cooper GP on a racetrack. He loves to speed fast, and his star is rising fast too. For Birch Restaurant, he put a large chef table in the center, the perfect place to hold master cooking classes. And the wall is lined with a panel composed of 27,000 wooden cylinders and stainless steel cylinders that spell out the restaurant's name. For a budget-friendly eyeglass showroom in the heart of St. Petersburg, it's soft and subtle and features a translucent curved piece of polycarbonate with a soft color gradient. A pink amphitheater consisting of mobile cubes can be transformed into a lounge zone for visitors. See them back there? Under the Sea, a clever name for a sushi bar, took advantage of the high ceiling to place a huge wooden feature that makes the diners feel like, well, they're under the sea. The massive structure consists of more than 40 wooden pieces. He is unafraid of using color, whether it's for fast food but healthy Hawaiian cafe or a moody nighttime spot that uses oversized leaves and distinctive lighting to create a surreal space. Oh yes. His mentor was his teacher from the Academy of Arts, and he instilled in him the need to remain human in all situations. And this rising star took that to heart. He may be a singular talent, but he's dedicated to lifting others up, including the architects in his office. They work as a team with a collaborative and democratic spirit. This spirited and colorful rising star designer goes to, who does it go to? It's going to our Lego loving Boris Lavsky from DA Bureau. Congrats. And congrats to all the winners. You guys are amazing. Okay, our rising star for greater good is next, and here we go. He's an emerging design mind who is using creative work to help make a better world. And is doing it all through play, P-L-A-Y. Look at this. It's a swinging picture that was taken right before the rope snapped. Ouch. But talk about doing something you love. His work is focused on exploring the idea of a playable city as an ecosystem of playable opportunities with our urban infrastructure that doesn't disrupt our daily lives, but adds to it. His first job in the industry was a fabrication lab tech at his university that opened the door for him to explore different means and methods of fabrication. So great. With that knowledge and his love of recreational sports and the need to bring the community together, he started Urban Conga. With ping pong, look at that, his new obsession. You can have a lively conversation in between crouching forward and serving a topspin. This yellow cutie was installed as a part of an initiative focused on utilizing laundromats as safe communal spaces for people to come together. Love that. This custom table on the roof of Tampa General Hospital provides hospital workers an opportunity to take a break and play. But for him, playing to win means creating community and dialogue within communities. He says he fell in love with design when he realized the connections and relationships that could be evoked through the work. Ripple is an ever-changing landmark designed with the community of Rochester, New York. Look at that. It responds to the people, the landscape, and the interactions between them. There are 1,200 prismatic units that people can rotate, effectively creating a message board. Or how about snap a selfie? The design was driven as a playful catalyst for breaking down social barriers and connecting people within the public realm. To inspire the next gen, he created shifting totems as a landmark that would spark a moment of pride, empowerment, and inspiration within the Glenville community in Cleveland, Ohio. As you rotate the three totems, you can form words like vote, knowledge, and power. The pieces were designed with the community through a series of participatory design workshops to make the community feel a sense of ownership over the work and that it represents them and their neighborhood with a sense of pride. Wow. In New York City, oscillation responds with different sounds when you circle around it. It's like a musical instrument you don't have to touch. As you dance around, the colors respond based on where you are. It was installed at the height of the pandemic, and it's an invitation for people and strangers to move around and groove and come together as a community in a public space. Connecting with people to hear how the work impacted them and their neighborhood drives his continuous love for design. We're connecting with you. Oh boy, this rising star for greater good goes to, who's it go to? It's going to Ryan Swanson from the Urban Conga. Congrats. And congrats for all you're doing for these communities. Amazing. Okay, next we have Rising Star Product Designer. Here we go. This rising star is inspired by mass-produced industrial parts. Among his favorites, industrial rubber tubing. He's an avid collector of odd objects, which also inspire him, like this oddball Comey thingy. I don't know what you call it. And he doesn't like cars per se, but he thinks automobile parts are simply amazing. It's like underneath those sleek exteriors are a bunch of undulating guts. If you squint, you can see these inspirations in his amazing designs. Alternating between curves, U-turns, and L-turns, the cylinders push against the boundaries of familiar typologies. Take a look at the ULU group of cool, quirky, and super chic furniture. They're formed of steel and foam with custom wool and shiny silk fabric. They remind him of driving a winding road, making repeated U-turns and curvy, swooping routes. The 5+5M conversation chair is two chairs that are connected, but opposed. Good for those like super intimate conversations. And the 7M chair adds up to something special. Made of 7 curving movements of one cylinder, it's been in countless articles and exhibits since its launch 5 years ago and was recently added to the permanent collection at the Cranbrook Art Museum. Nice. He's a queer Armenian-American designer from LA and currently based in New York. He's also a pretty serious knitter. He says the pacing is grounding, centering, and humbling. And he takes a knitting project with him anywhere he goes, even at his local coffee shop. If you know him, you've probably gotten a scarf he's knitted. Like this friend, look at that gorgeous scarf. Hey, I want to know him. Well, I know his work is a winner, and so is he. Our 2021 winner for Rising Star Product Designer is coming. He's rising. It's Ara Thoreaus. Congratulations. Ara, amazing. Fantastic. Okay, our next category is manufacturer leader. He holds a BFA from RISD, and even though this parka-wearing dreamer wanted to be a painter, he fortuitously snagged his first job in Ted Mulling's jewelry studio in Soho in the 90s, and that introduction to precise metalwork has had a lasting influence on his work. He just wanted to scale the work bigger. He founded his own design studio in 1996 and hasn't looked back. In 2003, he introduced Copra, Boy, an iconic form that gives a playful nod to the 1960s pop design and casts patterns onto surrounding walls, like in this West Coast residential development lobby designed by my good friend Shamir Shah. Gorgeous! Boy is both playful and organic, a bit alien-like. It stands out and makes itself known in a space, indeed. He started small, constructing tables and bookshelves for friends. He sold and delivered his first handmade desk lamp from his VW Beetle. Yeah, he's come pretty far since then. The Tribeca showroom allowed the studio to showcase not only lighting, but objects and works of art. And toys like the Wooden Animal and Cubot series. We all know that, right? Probably his most well-received collection was Saris, introduced in 2008, that continues to look timeless. It plays with angles and curves to create a light that is somehow both asymmetrical and perfectly balanced. And designers like Studio DB just love it. Did you know that music inspires him? Yep. He loves hip hop and moonlights as a DJ. Cool. You can see that musicality and the love of percussion in Treble, which was launched last year during the pandemic. Treble is an elegant play on his singular design language, harmonizing complexity with the restraint, like in this Bucks County residence designed by our friends at ARO. And then hanging in the back, see there, designed by Anna Shemaratova. Gorgeous. And then, of course, there's all the custom possibilities. To get out of a creative rut, he goes to his barn in upstate New York and plays with his chainsaw. A child at play and an artist at heart. This festive year manufacturer goes to you, David Weeks. A big congrats. Amazing. Okay, next is lifetime achievement. Oh my God, we're getting to the end, everybody. Hang in there and watch because it's all so beautiful. All right. Design was innate for him as a child. His mother was an artist and painter who inspired him. And by age 6, he was painting on his very own. His early mentor was the one and only Art Gensler, who taught him about good design and good business. While at Gensler, he worked on landmark projects, including the San Francisco headquarters of Levi Strauss. He opened his own design studio in the mid-'80s. This is his office today. Oh my God, so chic. Since then, he has designed countless thoughtful, sophisticated, and meticulously edited interiors, both residential and commercial. In 2011, he led the design of Ramsgate Winery in Sonoma. It sits on 137 acres with views towards the San Francisco Bay. He was inspired by the unique location and the process of winemaking. He used light materials and even white for furniture and marble. Wow, boy, he was truly trusting the user with all that red wine flowing. This Cuban-born designer loves the opera. His favorite, Puccini's Turandot. He was even trustee on the board of directors of the San Francisco Opera Association. You can see the drama and the melodies seep into his work, even though it always stays quiet and rational. Recently, he's finished a line for the Japanese furniture company Matsuoko, photographed here as if they were the stars of an opera. The Fantastique cabinet is a symphony in itself. For his own home, a Joseph Eichler house, love that, this designer respected the bones of the existing residence located on the edge of a nature preserve. Wow. But modified the interior. It's a place to live comfortably for himself and his extraordinary orchid collection. A master at his craft and a giant in our industry, it's an honor to give this lifetime achievement to, and don't we all want to be like him? To Orlando Diaz-Esque from ODADA. Orlando. Amazing. Thank you, Orlando, for everything you've given us and given design. Fabulous. Okay. Now, we close with two design visionaries, okay? They both do everything. They both design everything. But for one, we'll concentrate on product, and on the other, we'll concentrate on place. So are you ready? Here we go. He's a French architect, designer, inventor, and artistic director known for his wide range of designs, including product design, furniture design, lighting, interior design, architecture. It keeps going. Design at all scales, from a super yacht to a super small citrus squeezer that he designed for Alessi and caused controversy in the 1990s when it was first produced because it looked beautiful, but it was not at all practical for squeezing fruit. Oh boy, he's just subversive, ethical, ecological, political, and humorous. And that is how he sees his job and role as a designer. He says that he didn't choose design, but that design chose him. I believe it. It was in his DNA, you know. His father inspired him because he was a famous aeronautical engineer who made invention a duty indeed. He works like a hermit, secluding himself in the middle of nowhere, perhaps in the mountains or in the dunes of Portugal. He says he can do one big project per day. Wow. And that there's a monster within him, his unconscious, that constantly works on everything he knows and everything he doesn't know. Something he knows well, we all know, is how to design a chair. He has designed hundreds and hundreds of them in his career. He believes making a chair goes beyond the ergonomic and verges into making meaning for the people who will experience it. The Adela Rex is made entirely from plywood. That's part of Andre World's 100% pure wood project made with only selected slow-growing wood from reforestation, harvested on the company's own land. Wow. He believes we all want wood in our lives. It's a basic human need to be surrounded by signs that remind us of nature, indeed. This chair fits together like a puzzle with 3 perfect pieces that join without fittings or screws. Can you believe it? He says collaborating with this Spanish manufacturer was not about working at all, but making dreams come true and having a shared vision. And they love each other, I can tell you that. Solo is part of a precise construction system where the joints between the pieces are continuous and curved. It's made using handcrafting processes assisted by technology, combining artisan tradition with the latest technology in woodworking. Forest Club is an upholstered modular seat. Its joint style, the clavet, see it there, has been recovered from a handcrafted technique used in the Middle Ages to construct furniture. But this is contemporary and comfy. Some of his words of wisdom for us are: be creative, honest, healthy, generous, visionary, candid, and rebellious. And your work will look better regardless of the type of chair you sit in. Hey, but let's make sure it's this one. Thanks for the ride. Oh, and he designed that too. And thanks for never handing anything to us on a silver platter. You are a superhero. Our best of year visionary goes to, well, you all know who it goes to. It's going to the one and only, here we go, Philippe Starck. Yay, Philippe. Amazing. And he has a gorgeous, beautiful, loving relationship. His wife is amazing. So we could have talked about that. That's a whole other show. Okay. Are you ready? Our last design visionary, and I can't wait to share him with you. Here we go. When he was 12, his family moved from New Jersey to Guadalajara, Mexico. He was completely taken in by the vibrant marketplaces, the street life, and the public spaces. And even today, you can see how those exuberant markets inform his work. Look at that. And what a body of work it is. He has done it all, from glorious hotels to restaurants, airport terminals and hospitals, to festivals, museum exhibitions, and Broadway sets. He makes a narrative for each of his projects, and there's a theatricality to it all, which makes sense if you knew that he grew up in the theater. In fact, his mother was a vaudeville dancer and choreographer. Makes sense. His life was changed when he saw Fiddler on the Roof on Broadway. He became aware that environments could be controlled, manipulated, and designed. He was hooked. Fast forward to 2016, and he wins a Tony for set design for She Loves Me. Talk about living your dream. I just got chills. The story is set in 1930s Budapest, so this visionary was inspired by all things Art Nouveau, from ceramics to stained glass windows. Listen to this. His team custom cast 150 bottles, which were then labeled by hand and installed in the illuminated niches. You can see them back there. He also found an old school steel register, and he got it filled with period appropriate currency. The audience, well, they can't see it, but the cast certainly can. Because you know what? It all counts. His first job in the industry was as an intern for the lighting designer, Roger Morgan. He helped him realize he could combine his passions for theater and for architecture, creating meaningful experiences for people. And new experiences too. This guy is fearless. Listen to this. The Oscars of 2021, it was the smallest ceremony ever, first time ever to do it. He did it. And also the most complicated with all the COVID protocols and various live feeds. The design concept mixed rich woods, gleaming metallics, cool saturated colors, and sumptuous textures, all working together to evoke the golden age of Hollywood. Look at that. He brought it all together, indoor and outdoor, and created spaces beyond a stage so that the action happened everywhere. And speaking of action, let's get back to his hometown. Dine Out New York City was a pro bono initiative that launched during the pandemic to support restaurants struggling due to the COVID closures. Restaurants needed outdoor space, so they designed a kit that can be downloaded free online after providing basic information and agreeing to simple terms of use. They tested the system on 6 restaurants in different New York City locations, from Harlem to Staten Island. Bravo, my dear friend. But doing for others is nothing new for this guy. He has supported DIFA for decades, where he was chairman for years, and it's so meaningful working alongside him. He also supports City Meals on Wheels and the New York Restoration Project. He provides vision for a team of 250, and he's still driven by an unending curiosity. So much so that he is relearning the piano, a skill he loved as a kid, and he even converted a former printer room in his Union Square office into a music room with a Steinway baby grand. He's always open to the possibilities, and he creates his own. To riff off his Tony, she loves me, we love him. Everybody does. Our design visionary goes to a big round of applause to, hold on, the only, can you hear the applause? David Rockwell of the Rockwell Group. Yay! David, love you, David. Congratulations. And what a way to end the show. So that's it, everybody. That's our last people, best of your people. Thanks to everybody. Congratulations. Literally designers and architects from around the globe that we honored today. We are so proud. We are so honored to cover you in the magazine and report on you and show you online and anything we can do to move the industry forward. And we depend on you and your leadership. So this was an amazing best of year, people. That was day 2, everybody, ending with David Rockwell. All right, so tomorrow, day 3, it's all about best of year product, and day 4 on Thursday, the best of year projects. We have a lot more in store, so don't forget. See you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Can't wait. A big congrats. I want to hear you. Are you dancing in your living room? Congrats, everybody. See you tomorrow.